Oh, this is a pretty good album. What are you doing?
Get out.
What? Come on.
Get out of the car!
Sheesh.
Hey, rocked reviews? Yeah, now I know why we regret the past sometimes. Hey everyone, John from ARTV here. Time to review the new Simple Plan record, Taking One for the Team, which is what I did when suffering through this piece of shit. Looks like the cat's out of the bag. I'm not a fan of the new Simple Plan record, and there are so many reasons why I say that. Simple Plan are one of the few bands that I look back on whenever I was growing up, and I feel embarrassed for enjoying their music. It's some of the most formulaic, simplistic, just beat you over the head with cliches music that I have ever heard. And not only that, they've gotten worse as they've aged. Most people mature. These guys just keep writing songs from the 15-year-old boy point of view. It's bad whenever I feel like 5 Seconds of Summer are making more mature music than these almost 40-year-old men in Simple Plan. 5 years really changes a person and how they see things, and I definitely see how much I've grown up and changed since I reviewed Simple Plan's last album. At the time, I was just like, yeah, it's really enjoyable music, and maybe it was for me as a teenager, but now, sitting at 24 years old, I cannot possibly give a pass to any of the songs on this record other than maybe Opinion Overload, just because that one sounds good musically. Pushing positivity aside, let's crucify this thing. Where to begin? Where to begin? Let's take a look at some of the song titles and see if you can guess how shitty this record is gonna be. Kiss Me Like Nobody's Watching, Opinion Overload, Singing in the Rain featuring Rock City. Ugh. Worst attempt at like a reggae pop crossover I've seen since their last single, Summer Paradise. Everything Sucks, Nostalgic, I Refuse, Perfectly Perfect, P.S. I Hate You, Problem Child, I Dream About You. I made the mistake of looking up the lyrics on Genius just to see what was going on, if I was missing anything, and it just made me even more infuriated just because of some of the things that get dropped on here. Basically, it's over and over again just Pierre pushing down our throats. Oh, you know, I'm just not gonna take your crap. I'm just gonna push down the authority. Even though I'm 40 years old and can do whatever the fuck I want, I'm still gonna make songs about it, and then I'm gonna write songs to my little girlfriend or my little fangirls, and I'm gonna serenade them with just how perfectly perfect they are because, you know, baby, you might not think you're a model, but I think you are.
You might not think you're a supermodel, but you look like one to me. Some people dream about money and fame and taking rides on private planes, but I kinda miss ya. And making out all night like we used to. We were good together. I never meant to be your problem child. Your problem child, yeah. I don't know why.
Easily the worst written album that I have heard in years. There's nothing that even tries to be remotely deep or below the surface. They don't hide anything. In fact, you know it's one of those records when there's not a single annotation on Genius because it's so straightforward. There's no way that you can not get it or misinterpret it. In terms of how this album sounds, yes, there's still plenty of pop punk leaning moments. Pop rock, I suppose, would be a much more appropriate term. It's just like diluted pop, a little bit of punk, but no spunk to it whatsoever. The instrumentals are all so bland. It's like they looked up a book of cliches from the past like 20 years of like pop and rock and ballads, and they were just like, yeah, you know what? Let's just reuse those and recycle it and throw it on our album. They're in this weird mode of trying to combine genres, as we saw from the lead-off single featuring Nelly and a song called I Don't Want to Go to Bed, which is just fucking embarrassing. How can you put this out and feel good about yourselves? Most of these guys are married and then you're putting out a song like this that just sounds like a 16-year-old running around on the beach chasing girls. He's essentially saying, hey, I'm not gonna go to bed unless you're coming with me, so I'm just gonna keep giving you drinks or saying whatever I need to say until you just finally give in, and that's a terrible precedent to set. The trap-styled beats and rolling 808s move in on the album's closer. Yes, I know, I said it, trap beats, rolling 808s on a Simple Plan song. Yep, that's how you know they're officially out of ideas and desperately trying to remain mainstream. They feature Juliet Sims of The Voice and Automatic Love Letter on this track, and she gives easily the worst performance that I've ever heard her on. I mean, I saw her featured on a Black Veil Brides track, and I thought that was pretty fantastic, but then she is just so misused, and just the utilization here, it's not there. It's on a track called I Dream About You, and it's this dude just kind of like cooing, I dream about you, and there's another I Don't Wanna track on here. We already got I Don't Wanna Go to Bed, and then of course we get I Don't Wanna Be Sad, which just sees him listing off a bunch of things that he doesn't want to happen. And then the chorus just feels like it was made for like a 90s movie, like montage scene of somebody overcoming a depressed state. I could say very similar things for the track Nostalgic, which feels like not only this track, but really the majority of this album is just catering to that guy who's stuck in like 2001 mindset, loving American Pie, just loving the movement of the pop punk angst at the time, and he's like 30 something now and just can't fucking let it go. Boom is appropriately titled because it's one of the most self-destructive songs of Simple Plan's career. That cop-out chorus though. Ba-ba-ba-ba-ba-ba-boom! Oh, I'm sorry, I thought I was listening to Simple Plan, not Becky G. They completely waste another guest in the form of Jordan from Newfound Glory on the track Farewell, which once again tries to pander to that whole crowd of people who loved old Simple Plan music, and I feel like they kind of did that with Everything Sucks. P.S. I Hate You is just so immature, it plays out like a replication of their own track off their last record, You Suck at Love, which is one that I look back in and regret at this point, because at one point I was like, you know, this is a pretty good song. The final two tracks I just have to snap into smithereens because they're so fucking awful. Problem Child, and then the track Perfectly Perfect. Let's start with the latter of those. It starts off with a little guy and his guitar, the whole Plain White Tees effect, and he's singing, you don't think you're a supermodel, but I think you are. And he uses lines like, I think you rule. Does anybody actually say you rule anymore? Once again, this dude is stuck in some sort of delusional mindset like it's 1999 still, and he's had these on the back burner since he wrote them when he was 13. If they came forward and said that this is a collection of B-sides that he wrote whenever he was in his teenage years, I wouldn't doubt it at all. Perfectly Perfect is the cheesiest, shittiest attempt at a love song that I have heard in the past year, maybe even 2 years. And then we get to the track Problem Child, which once again tries to strip it back. I'm talking about these two tracks at the same time because they try to play on those similar harp chords, but it utterly fails. Falls flat on its face, just a nosedive straight down into the bottom of a pool that's no water in it. It's just concrete, and then you're left with a busted face and a broken neck. Never meant to be a problem child. How did I make it through this song 3 times? How did I make it through this damn album 3 times? I keep asking myself that, but then I kept reminding myself, I'm taking one for the team. That's what Simple Plan had in mind whenever people would listen to this. They'd have to take one for the team to suck it up and power all the way through just to say you did it. I hate this album. At least with the Miley Cyrus record, there was a track or two that I thought was okay. Five Finger Death Punch, there were some instrumentals that I liked, but with Simple Plan, there is nothing here that I would ever want to listen to again. Therefore, I'm giving this album a big honkin' 0. A 0 out of 5, a 0 out of 10, a 0 out of 100, because there is nothing here that I even remotely like. If calling an instrumental bland and I guess inoffensive enough is a positive comment, then there you go. Even on tracks like Opinion Overload, yeah, it might sound okay musically, but the lyrics are absolute shit. And that just carries out all throughout this entire album. 14 songs, a long album for Simple Plan, and it's just way too much, guys. Please don't check this out. Please don't waste your time. I took one for the team, so you don't have to. Hope you enjoyed this. It is all just my opinion at the end of the day. Let me know your thoughts on the new Simple Plan record, taking one for the team, in the comment section down below. Don't forget to smash the like button while you're here. Maybe subscribe to the channel, because friends don't let friends go unsubscribed. There's 2 links directly below me. You can check out a similar album that's much better, in the same genre at least I should say, or you can check out the last review that I did, and you can follow me on Twitter at ARTV Reviews, which is linked in the description if you want to stay up to date on everything ARTV that's going on. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys very soon. Well, I guess to be fair, I should see what everyone else is saying about this Simple Plan record. Hang on one. Punk music. Punk music. Oh my god. I can't.